This episode of Passionate Living is sponsored by BBB, Better Business Bureau of Upstate New York, and BAM, Buffalo Advanced Medical Acupuncture.
Hi, I'm Pat Miller. Welcome to this very special episode of Passionate Living. Today, I am at the Erie County Botanical Gardens, and if you have never been here around this time of the year and through the winter, they start a program called Gardens After Dark, and it is breathtakingly beautiful. We're going to share a little bit of that with you later today at the end of the show with the gorgeous highlights of the gardens and some wonderful music. As well, you're going to meet some dear friends of mine from Costa Rica, and they're going to share about an extraordinary program that's about to happen that you will not want to miss. And finally, the most heartfelt, heartwarming part of our show today, a young man whose life was forever changed by the passion and unconditional love of his parents, took a debilitating condition that he was born with and helped to create a life for him that is beyond most of our wildest dreams. So stay tuned today for a very, very special episode of Passionate Living. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey. All right, everyone, I want to introduce you to a very dear friend whom I love and who does the most amazing work in the world, DTO. He has a master's degree in educational technology. He is an award-winning producer, endorsed by a lot of amazing people like Deepak Chopra, and you are going to love his work and his story. So let me introduce you. DTO, welcome to Passionate Living.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm so glad to have you here. This is wonderful. And to share your story. Tell me a little bit about your work.
Well, got to give a big shout out to my mother. She taught me how to play classical piano pieces when I was 5 years old. And so that's my first passion in life was music and piano. I started playing drums and then I started playing guitar. And throughout my life, I got introduced to different styles of music. If it was marching band, jazz band, concert band, orchestra, rock band, and
anything
from there, anything music. If it's quality, if it's fun, if it's filling someone's soul up and they're authentically, passionately doing that, then I'm all for it. And for me, music has opened up so many pathways. Even when I was 15, I played in the high school marching band. I got to go to Japan. And, you know, I'm from the cornfields of Iowa. So for me to go to Japan when I was 15 was an eye-opening experience for cultures. And so that's one of the benchmark themes and pillars of my life, which is travel, cultures, and learning about what's available for us as human beings for growth and expansion, not only through music, but through the music of other cultures. And so fast forward to college, my mom taught a music appreciation class and I had her for the class. And it was fantastic because I got to learn how music and art and politics and anything that's going on during an era of time and place throughout the history. If you go back to the Renaissance, the Baroque period, classical period, even to go into like the 60s and the 70s and the Vietnam War protests and the music and the LSD and the bell bottoms and the art and the music and all of it that all kind of weave together. It was all part of it all. So for me, I love how art and music can really expand people's awareness about a given topic in the world. And so what I got into is my own personal yoga practice about 10 years ago. Sweet soul of mine, her soul sister name's Tara Devi. She's a nutritional scientist that works with Deepak Chopra, and she recorded a kirtan song. And then I thought, how cool would it be to create a mixture of Eastern instruments and sounds with Western instruments and kind of electronic music. So that's really what I started to getting clear about in my path was for me to continue with my yoga practice, but then design a soundtrack music that would inspire and enrich someone's experience while they're practicing yoga.
Wow, that's amazing. So you've used your passion for music, and not just music, but music that stirs the soul, to now make your own music and stir the souls of others. Another part of your life is in the waiting room here. I'm going to admit her.
Yes.
Your beautiful partner here. Let me.
Yes, Hemelayaa. Her family is originally from India, and she's actually featured, and her father's featured in one of our music videos we did that integrates tabla and Eastern instruments from India. And so we created this beautiful song called Shakti Vortex. So that's a great example of how we integrate all of it for art and music.
That's beautiful. And here she is, my beautiful soul sister, Hemelayaa.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, honey. You guys are down in the most beautiful place in Costa Rica. I have been to your home there, and I gotta tell you, it is gorgeous. When you said you had a place down there, I had no idea until I walked in the doors. I'm like, oh my God, you have like a Shangri-La down here. Look at this. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's GTO's office right there.
I know, like how tough is that?
Totally.
Pretty nice. You are extraordinary. I've seen you. I think you've been on the cover of every yoga magazine known to mankind. At one point or another.
Yeah, totally. Well, I have been doing this particular transformational work. It's for over 22 years, and DTO's music is perfect for it. It's basically, going from anything that we're stuck in our lives, any patterns that we keep hitting. You come into this space and we move the energy, we move the emotions, we move the body in order to free ourselves into our greatest version of ourselves, our truest connection to ourselves and each other.
And the fact that the two of you now are in partnership. I mean, it's just, talk about the ultimate power couple. Right?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to be in a collaboration for sure. And we are great creators together. We've created a lot, and we get to play together in this way, which is really cool.
How did you find yourself on this path?
Well, I took every possible route that was untraditional. I think every possible, anything that my parents told me to do, I went the other way.
I was just going to say, I know you didn't do. When you started to say that, I'm like, no, I think she did the opposite.
No, I went the
From all our sharings together through the years.
Yeah. I was really clear in this lifetime that I wanted to find myself. I wanted to not just follow what culture was doing, what people were saying to do, but to find out truly what I was called to do. And I don't think I said those words of like, oh, what am I called to do? But I followed something that just kept saying, just keep going this way. And so I found myself expressing through art and dance and acting and a lot more creative arts. And then naturally got myself into yoga and studying that pathway, and found my spiritual teachers, and just kind of kept unfolding. Right. So I would say, just kept on doing things untraditionally.
And I think we talked about this several times probably through the years, but how you and I grew up in these households that were a bit more traditional, and the feminine role was a bit more supportive than taking the lead. And I remember my options were secretary, nurse. My dad said, well, you want to go to college? Really? You don't want to just marry someone nice? Well, I guess you could be a secretary or nurse. Like, oh my God. So same thing, opposite direction. But they gave us our stimulation to do the greater work in the world.
I know. I think about you too. Definitely. Oh my goodness, you've broken all sorts of bounds of
Yes.
yeah of
My
what
outlaw
society and
history
culture.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me a little bit about the project that you guys are doing down there, the
Oh
Embody.
my goodness. Yeah. So it all started with coming to visit Costa Rica in less than a year ago. We had no idea that we would love it so much here. I mean, we knew that we were coming on vacation and all of that.
I think he knew. I think he
He
knew that
knew.
you would
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it
He had
so
some
much because he'd been down
strong
there
ties.
before.
Hmm. Yeah. So this has been amazing to learn a new language and to be living here. And then our project is now to, honestly, it's to call community forward to come together for the Costa Rica retreat. This is for us caretakers, those of us who tend to do more for others than we do for ourselves, but we have a calling to do for the world. So it is a place for us healers, facilitators, passionate living beings who are really wanting to be renourished on a deep level through the work that I do, through the work that our colleague Kenlyn Colleen, also she teaches Kundalini yoga. She's an incredible divine feminine teacher, and through the music and leadership of GTO, all three of us are here to support deep nourishment and filling you up through nature, through music, through the embodiment techniques and practices that we do and the transformational experiences that we're going to be going through. There is some phenomenal things packed into 1 week, and relaxation as well, deeply into that curriculum. So yeah, we're really stoked to invite.
That's exciting.
It's only a half an hour away from the airport. It is in a mountain town. It's in the Central Valley. It is everything what we want and beyond. We've got different accommodation options. We've got 4 different rooms to do the yoga in. The view is phenomenal. We have a view from almost every single room that you could possibly have in this place. The food is extraordinary. There's hot tubs. The pool is just gorgeous, that has an actual, what is it called? A mandala right in
mandala.
it. There's a mandala inside of the pool. I mean, it is really special.
It's all inclusive too. It's one of those
it's not where you
venues.
came to stay. It's now we are
So
taking it to a whole
to the next level, man.
Yeah. So now you really should come.
Now I have to.
Well, wait, you can book your flight.
To come.
All right, I'm booking the flight.
Here, let's.
I was going to drag Rosina and my mom down there for the holidays anyhow, because I want Rosina to kind of visit a few sloths and kind of like Costa Rica. So maybe we could get a second place in Costa Rica. But I just love you guys so much. And I'm so excited for this retreat. I'm excited to see you guys again soon. I miss you. I didn't get to see you much when I was down there, but the little bit we did was juicy and wonderful. And I'm so grateful to have gotten to see you.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh, we look forward to having you back here and loving you up. And those of you who are called to also join us in this retreat, places are selling out really quickly. So grab a call with us and see if it's in alignment with you. We are super stoked to bring community together like this. It is a really special week. And come and be with us. It's going to be fun.
And I'll say too, after our week of being here, we have a 3-day post immersion at our home. So anyone that wants to feel these.
Well, that's getting really filled up. So
that is getting filled up, but embodykostarica.com.
Okay. All right. Love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Love you so
Pura
much.
vida. Ciao, ciao.
start doing music?
Music?
I mean, this is clearly a passion for you.
Yes, music is my passion. I love playing music because when I first got into music, it really calms me down. Actually, I love playing.
Right.
I played, when I was 9 years old, I started with violin and piano. That's when I first learned.
Right.
Then I took lessons. Then it went on and on. So that's what I love to do.
And you play 7 instruments, right?
Yeah, 7 or more.
You know, just everything that Sujit has accomplished. And I know he's an exceptional, extraordinary being. You can tell the minute you meet him. But I also know he has exceptional parents who have taken this amazing young man from birth with a special situation with the Down syndrome and really just fostered every possible love that he had with music, with taekwondo, with sports. It's amazing how that love, that nurture, that effort has changed Sujit's whole life.
Well, they say everything comes from sorrow or bad experiences or whatever. I'm not saying Sujit was a bad experience, but what we went through because of him, the community, the friends, everything we lost that we thought was real, wasn't real, really.
Right.
You know, like 80s, there was no inclusion. There was not acceptance of, means me and my husband being dentists, we have some knowledge, but we didn't know details about Down syndrome, and we always trust our doctors, right?
Right.
But when he was born, the medical team, the entire medical team, who were my friends, you know, my gynecologists, they just handed me over and say, this is your baby, he has Down syndrome, he cannot do much, just take him home and do the best you can.
I'm not just, I do music.
Right.
I give music and speaking. I speak for special events because I am a self-advocate, and I give motivational speakers. That's my third dan, testing.
Your black belt testing, yeah.
My first band that I had in Syracuse.
Wow, that's great.
Jazz band, marching,
I
Niagara
love
Falls.
it.
Buddy walks I've been to. Same thing, I had done parades.
Right.
National anthem, for the sky skips, and then outdoors. And this is my jobs for the nursing homes.
Qatar, Ireland, London.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's amazing. The UK.
That's my dad and Jimmy Fox.
Okay.
One of the football.
John McKinley, yeah.
Yeah. And then with Peggy.
Wow.
Nadia, I can remember that.
Nadia Comaneci, wow.
My favorite one.
Christy Yamaguchi, I love her.
And I met with her, a
That's
band I did.
great. You've been everywhere.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
Everything was about health, so I was kind of keen on just having him achieve his cognitive skills, his milestones, just walking, talking, because that's what I was concentrating. I know where music was in my head.
Right.
The first thing I read was little bit about Dr. Suzuki's violin method, and he talks about repetition. Suzuki is repetition, so that is good for memory. The playing strings, eye-hand coordination, which is everything they lack. See, the Down syndrome, basically, you know what is Down syndrome, right? It's a genetic, congenital, genetic, autosomal metabolic disorder. So it's in their every cell. There is no cure for it, you know, like now when babies are born, there is so much advances, and there is so much schools, and they are doing much better. So I realize he has something in there that I have to explore it. I have to take him to piano. So I put him in piano. Both the violin and piano teacher find no difference. He doesn't have any disability. He's playing like anybody.
It's amazing because when you walk in the door and you meet Sujit for the first time, which I did, just totally agreed. I would never know that he had Down syndrome at first, you know, because he's so present, so beautiful, so amazing that you have really, you discovered a way
and that's,
to bring his beautiful spirit out despite a handicap that he was born with. genetic disposition, that you brought that out in a way where it became a gift. Now, could you take me on a little tour of your awards? You've
Sure.
had many of them.
I have many others.
You have 3 presidential awards.
These are my awards for each of the places that I've been traveled to. So anyways, I had done this one for the 2014 Rise Award, where I got the star.
I love that. That's great. Now, I like this cartoon. How do I get into Carnegie Hall?
Oh, yeah.
Practice Man, you played Carnegie Hall.
Yes.
You are the first person with Down syndrome to ever play Carnegie
That's
Hall,
right.
And that was an amazing night. Who did you play with?
Elaine Kwan.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, you had told me Elaine Kwan accompanied you.
That one.
You liked her. You said she
Yeah,
was really...
she's the one. She also a pianist, a solo. Not only a piano, she's also a taekwondoist too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
She's a first degree black belt.
That had to be, what a night that must have been for you.
1999, the same year
Wow.
that I did Special Olympics.
Okay.
That time I started first degree black belt, if I remember. It was a tournament, but that's where I passed my test and I got my 3rd.
You're a 3rd degree black belt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So I said, but being a dentist, why don't I read that horn instruments are good for blowing?
Right, and it
the
develops
cheek,
the jaw muscles. Yeah.
Plus the breathing is good for lungs. So that oral structure helped him to, because his speech was delayed. Sujit was typically born with Down syndrome. Until 6, he did not speak full sentence.
These are my medals that I did. This one is my award that I did for piano, for music. All these are my that I do with my sports, with skiing, swimming. This one I have won 2 of these for bocce.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. These are for aquatic swimming.
For swimming. This is amazing.
I was the last person who did it.
Wow. Now, I know October is Awareness Month for Down syndrome.
That's right.
What would you say to somebody who's out there who has Down syndrome or is a family member who has it about overcoming obstacles?
Like I would say, if I had to tell, I would say I have messages to tell that don't actually give up on your hopes and dreams and what you can do, you can do it. That's my message I tell other people. So have a dream, that's one. Just keep going where you can, and whatever you can find yourself, you can do it. And believe in what you can. And that's all I'll say.
That's a beautiful message for anybody.
And have a
listening.
bright tomorrow.
And have a bright tomorrow. I love it. That's a beautiful message for anyone listening.
That's
oh my
right.
gosh, thank you, Suji.
And
You
you're so
are
welcome.
just such a joy. I can't even tell you.
Thank you.
I love this tour.
And especially I
you're
have
an
the
amazing
passion for
singer.
everything.
I can tell.
Yeah.
And you light up. You light up about music, about taekwondo,
Yeah.
about Special Olympics. I mean, it's just amazing how
Yeah.
many things you've accomplished.
And also I'd like to add the love that I have for my parents also.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
We have so many wrong ideas about life, and he's spiritual. Like they say that once in a while angels are sent to this earth to remind the humanity. And I feel Sujit is an angel. He brought my spirituality out, and he helped me to give that spirit, whatever I was raised in, I gave it to the world. And when they call me, oh Sujit, when we were born, we read about Sujit, or we brought, and he started playing this, and that's it. That's what I wanted.
Thanks so much for joining us today for this very special episode of Passionate Living. Remember to watch each week on Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. on WBBZ, your hometown station. As well, if you want to see past episodes, you can go to our YouTube channel at Passionate Living TV or our website, passionateliving.com. And remember to watch our show next week. We have a very special episode from Costa Rica, and you're even going to get to meet some sloths at a fabulous wildlife reserve. So remember, until next week, take time every day to do something just for you, even if it's to come to a place like the Botanical Gardens, or take a walk outside, or even go to a quiet meditative space within your house. Just do something to quiet your mind and celebrate your amazing life. Big hugs to you, and see you next week on Passionate Living.